Hello and welcome to the latest video summary of industry news brought to you by Estate Agent Today and Letting Agent Today. The ongoing war of words between Zoopla and On The Market may have died down of late, but portals were once again at the forefront of the news this week. In a story exclusively covered on Estate Agent Today, it emerged that the National Trading Standards Estate Agency team is set to meet with the Competition and Markets Authority to discuss complaints that On The Market is acting as a cartel. The main complaints, which were most notably publicised by eMove last year, are that OTM's One Other Portal rule and the website's choice to ban online agents are anti-competitive. This story was preceded by the Competitions and Markets Authority publishing an open letter to the property industry on Wednesday. In light of a recent case where it fined 3 agents, an agents association and a newspaper over £700,000, the CMA's letter warned agents against agreeing with competitors to restrict the advertising of fees. The letter also stated that trade associations can be guilty of breaking competition law and that any agents who think they may have been involved in unlawful activity may benefit from lenient treatment by coming forward. These issues look set to ramp up in the coming weeks. We will keep you posted as things develop. Over in the lettings market, thousands of agents have been taking part in the 4th annual SAFEagent Awareness Week. Agents up and down the country have been publishing messages on their website and recording videos to raise awareness for client money protection, a compensation scheme for tenants and landlords. 150 branch hunters and countrywide owned Connells are just 2 of the high-profile agencies to publicly pledge their support for the event. Now, it wouldn't be estate agency industry news without a mention of the infamously outspoken Russell Quirk. The online agent and his firm hit the headlines for the wrong reasons this week after the Advertising Standards Authority announced it had upheld 2 of the 3 complaints made against eMove in 2014. The first centred around eMove's claim that it achieves 99% of the asking price on a typical property sale, compared to 96% achieved on average by other agents in England. The second complaint related to eMove's claims about how much money it has saved sellers in the 4,000 transactions it has completed to date. All complaints were made by Chris Wood of PDQ Estate Agents in Cornwall, and he said he was delighted with the outcome. In recent months, there has been a theme of property versus pints beginning to emerge, and this week it has really taken off. On Monday, we reported that Champion Estates, which has been working out of a pub in St John's Wood since March, has been ordered to leave the premises by Westminster Council or face further action. And later in the week, it transpired that Foxtons is planning to take over a historic pub in Elephant and Castle. Despite campaigners' protests, the pub, which was closed in April after a stabbing incident, has not yet been granted Asset of Community Value status. This means that by mid-June, Foxtons could have the approval it needs to make the pub its own. Now, spending a day in someone else's shoes is something we often talk about, but it recently became a reality for 2 members of the property industry. Gemma Curry of the Property Ombudsman Redress Scheme observed how Northwood letting agents in Portsmouth and Fareham deal with disputes, while Northwood's Lauren O'Neill got to see how all manner of complaints are dealt with at TPO's HQ. The job swap has been hailed as hugely beneficial by Ombudsman Christopher Hamer, while Northwood's MD Eric Walker said he was absolutely delighted his firm had taken part. While the majority of MPs quietly settle into their new jobs after last month's election, there's been one politician in our news this week. Labour's new Shadow Chancellor Chris Leslie has spoken out about his party's private rental sector policies. Leslie, a landlord himself, says that he is against capping rents and that a crackdown on letting agents is not needed. And finally this week, Virginia water agency Barton Wyatt announced that it is celebrating its 50th anniversary in June. There is no specific anniversary date though, as the agency founders, Mr. and Mrs. Wyatt, can't remember the exact date they opened. Oh well, a whole month of celebrations then. That's it for this week's roundup. Now, we may not still be doing this in 50 years' time, but we'll be back next week with another video summary. In the meantime, you can keep in touch with industry news every day on Estate Agent Today and Letting Agent Today. See you next time.